The park was unusually quiet for a winter evening, as though the city itself had decided to hold its breath. Snow drifted down in soft, delicate spirals, gathering on the empty benches, on the tops of lampposts, and on the cobblestone path that wound through the trees. The glow from the street lamps painted the snow in shades of amber, each flake catching the light before melting into the ground. It was a peaceful scene, too peaceful, for the storm of emotions that stirred beneath it. On one of the benches sat a man, his dark hair slicked back and dampened slightly by the melting snow. His gray overcoat, thick and tailored, seemed to carry the weight of the world on its shoulders. His posture was tense, leaning forward, elbows resting on his knees, but his hands weren't empty. They were wrapped around the small, mittened hands of the little girl standing before him. The girl was perhaps no more than 6 or 7, with bright eyes that were clouded by a seriousness far beyond her years. Her brown dress looked simple, almost too thin for the chill, though her pink mittens and the woolen boots on her feet gave her an air of innocence and warmth. A tiny flower clip, pink like her gloves, clung stubbornly to her hair, catching tiny flecks of snow. She didn't fidget. She didn't look away. Instead, she stared at the man as if searching through him, her gaze unflinching, almost demanding. The man, however, found it harder to meet her eyes. He studied the ground for a long moment, watching as snow collected on the toes of his shoes. He inhaled deeply, the cold air stinging his lungs, then finally lifted his gaze. His expression carried 1,000 unspoken apologies, words that he hadn't yet found the courage to say. All around them, the city seemed to fade into silence. Cars passed in the distance, muffled by snow. Footsteps crunched occasionally along the path, but no one paid attention to the pair locked in this fragile moment. The air between them felt suspended, as though time itself had slowed to witness. The girl's lips trembled, though she didn't speak. Her eyes shimmered faintly, not with tears but with the weight of a question she had carried for too long. She leaned slightly closer, her mittens tightening in his hands. The man shifted uncomfortably, not because of the cold, but because of the truth he knew she deserved and the fear of giving it. Behind them, the warm glow of a street lamp flickered slightly, casting shadows that stretched across the snowy bench. It painted the scene like a frame from a film, intimate, fragile, filled with unspoken words. The man finally whispered, almost to himself, "I should have come sooner." His voice was rough, strained, as if the words had cut his throat on the way out. The girl blinked, her face softening just slightly, but still she said nothing. She only held on tighter, waiting as the snow continued to fall.